Hello, Craftin buddies. It's Late Night Lori from Lori's Little Bit of Crafting. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you at 11:50 p.m. I know, I'm early. On Saturday, November 22nd. Thanks for joining me. Let's see if I can get my devices set up so I can see if people are coming on live. And we will get down to business. Alrighty, we're getting there. All right, so welcome. If you're joining me for the first time, welcome to my channel. I hope you come back. I hope you find it fun to just fly by the seat of my pants, because that's how I roll. Let me know where you are joining from. It's fun to see where we all connect from. I get some gals as far away as Australia, maybe even New Zealand, I don't remember. Finland sometimes, Canada, across the United States. So that's always fun. Excuse me. So I did participate in this Crafty Chicks weekend again that my friend Jill coordinated with a few of her friends. So I'm about, I don't know, half an hour away from my normal studio space. So while I feel like I packed up the whole studio, I don't necessarily have all of the things. But yesterday, my paper pumpkin kit arrived on my porch as I was packing things in my vehicle. So that's what we ended up doing last night. I surprised some of you by actually going live because I didn't know if I would be able to go live or not. But I brought my camera stand and my tablet and all of the things. So here I am again. So if there's a little echo in here, I apologize. It's a quiet room right now because everybody else has turned in for the night. So it's just me. So let's go over just a couple of the quick announcements that I usually do. And as you come online with me, feel free to join into the conversation. I do like this to be kind of collaborative. So sometimes, you know, if I can watch the comments and get some of your suggestions, I will incorporate them as best I can into the projects that we're working on. So a couple of my announcements. Brushed with Beauty. This is a virtual class. Stampin' Up! Hosted on the 20th. You can purchase it anytime now because it is a virtual class. It is recorded, so you can go back and watch it later. Once you purchase the class, which is this item number here, you can do that at my store, which is lorimacari.stampinup.net, and that's right over here also. But once you purchase that, whether you purchase a suite or use things in your stash, it doesn't matter. These courses are really fun. Stampin' Up! Concept artists and product designers lead the class, give us some tips and tricks and fun ideas for some projects. What they've done is create 4 projects. This particular class has 2 cards, a box, and then a single page of a scrapbook spread, which could also be made into like a framed home decor piece. You get a supply list for things that you might need, and then you also get a multi-page instruction pamphlet. And I did not print out the one from this month. Last month's I think was like, I don't know, how many pages was it? 14? It was a lot of pages. It might have been more than that. But it's fun. I'm hoping to get all the way through the class tomorrow because I did not actually do it on the 20th because I was doing scrapbooking with somebody else. Stampin' Up! In a couple of days is doing their first ever Black Friday sale. There are going to be some neat items that will be up to 40% off. Others will be less, you know, 25, 15% off, probably 10% off. But there are some interesting items that will be there on sale. So don't miss that. Cyber Monday starts right after that. So that sale goes from the 25th of November until December 1st. December 1st, the Paper Pumpkin Cyber Monday sale starts. So there will be discounts on prepaid subscriptions for Paper Pumpkin, which will automatically include the December kit. After that kit, you can suspend if there's a kit that you don't think you want, or, you know, let's say you buy a 12-month subscription and you're going to be gone traveling in May and you don't want the May kit, you can suspend for that month. So it's really flexible. And those kits are always fun. You'll see from tonight some of the things that you can do with the kit that are even outside of the ideas of the box. One last announcement I'm going to make for tonight is that Stampin' Up! Is doing a product of the month. This is a new program that's starting in December. If you have qualifying purchases each month of the program, which is a $75 purchase before tax or shipping, you will be eligible to purchase at your option a product of the month for an additional $5. So it might be a stamp set, it might be designer series paper, it might be embellishments. I have not seen a preview of the products that are going to be offered, but it's going to be different every month. So for December, if you've got that $75 purchase, you can get the December item. If in January you didn't want the December one, but then you decide that you do, if you make a $75 purchase in January, and if there are still any products from December left, you can purchase it then, okay? If you like the January one and you miss the December one and it's still available, and you want to get both in January, you can do that too, but you have to do 2 separate $75 qualifying purchases. Hopefully that all makes sense. But I am really looking forward to this. I think it's going to be really interesting to see what things they offer and what kind of deals we could snag up for just $5. So with that, let's look over what we did yesterday. And this is the November Wrapped in Cheer kit. Sorry, I'll try to stay in my frame here. It's a little different when you're gone and you don't have things quite lined up normally like you would in your normal place. So I think that'll work now. So this is a Wrapped in Cheer Paper Pumpkin kit. It makes 8 little boxes. So that's what we did last night. We made these 8 boxes. Well, I made 2 of the boxes, 1 of each of the samples, but they're really cute. If you have them folded so that you've got the green side in the Mossy Meadow, that is coated, so it's should be food safe, but it looks like it would also fit a gift card, maybe some Ghirardelli chocolates, a variety of little things. And then on the back of the tag, there was a stamp. So this one is the one that I did following the instructions that I kind of struggled with a little bit, because I didn't realize these tags were two-sided. But the second one, when we did it, I actually flipped it so you can read it without turning the tag upside down. So these were the 2 varieties that were from the instructions in the kit. So another thing with these Paper Pumpkin subscriptions is that you do have the option to get the add-on die set. The add-on dies are usually $12, and I did not pack those to come with me this trip. I kind of forgot about it. But it would have been fun to use this, but we're going to punt and do something similar. But the instructions will tell you all of the colors that are in here. So we've got Basic Beige, Cherry Cobbler, Mossy Meadow, and Old Olive. And then there's also a QR code so that you can scan it to see a demonstration of the video to follow along with the class. And then this one also is a QR code for ideas with the add-on dies. So the instructions are in color. They give you a good idea of what you should do, tell you how to separate each of your elements into the projects, and that's what we did last night. So tonight, instead of doing the boxes, I had suggested that we could do some alternate things and turn them into cards. All right, not everybody has somebody to give boxes to. I don't have that many people to give boxes to myself, so it would make more sense for me to make some cards. It'll make more sense to some people to turn this maybe into a scrapbook layout, which I might give a try, just not tonight. Or I know several of the gals that follow me do journaling, all right? So they may create pockets for their journals. There's a whole bunch of different things that you could do. So One thing I did want to mention is that last night I totally missed putting the berries on our boxes, the berries that come with the kit. So it looks like we've got 2, there's 3 there. There should be 3 on each of them. Let's just take a look at the instructions and see. Yep, so 3 and 3. So we'll just put 3 of them on each of these randomly. And finish these off because everything looks better with a little bauble embellishment, right? Either that and or Wink of Stella. So there's one. And I'll just kind of put these on randomly. Because I don't think there's a right or a wrong way to place them. And maybe we'll put that one down there. And another one over here. There. So those 2 boxes are now done. I feel so much better. So I'm just going to set those out of the way. Excuse me. So I don't have a specific plan in mind, of course, because that's not usually how I do my sessions, but I do have some ideas. So it looks like we've got a couple of different pieces here. And I saw one of the samples that Stampin' Up! Had done that used a couple of the branch elements, like the foliage elements. And I guess I'm gonna try to sit down. The table is not the same height that I have at home either, so it's a little bit of an adjustment to try to work on camera. So I will do the best I can. So what the design online showed was something like this with a tone on tone and then a banner across the top with a sentiment, which, you know, it looks really pretty online and I'm sure it looks good in person, but I thought I would do a little something different because I felt like this needed another layer. Okay, and I was hoping actually I should look again to see if I've got an embossing folder that might look nice with this. I brought more dies and less embossing folders, so I may not actually have an embossing folder to use. No, I guess not. I've got one, but I'm gonna use that for the second card. So we're just gonna do this layer here, but I think what I'll do is, I did bring some dies. So let's do, maybe we should do the perennial postage or the textured notes. I'm thinking maybe the perennial postage. Let's just cut that layer out. And let's see if this is a little snug. So I'm gonna use the next layer down. So let me just, I've got my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine set up at the other table. So give me just a second. And I need to grab my plates. All right. Hello, Tanya. Welcome. All right, so there's that layer. And then if we do these pieces on here as a tone on tone, or we could do the basic beige side, that might be pretty too. Then I thought what we would do is take one of these tags, and I should probably cut that too so that it matches, because I thought originally I would wrap it around and just have it scored. Pardon my reach, sorry. But I don't know if scoring it is gonna look as nice as if I had it cut with that same perennial postage edging. So I think I'll do that too. Although I do need the dye. So how are you today, Tanya? So what I was thinking was we could just line that up and then this will go on dimensionals. I don't know if I like that quite as well now. I might like it with the bigger layer actually. And maybe I should put just a little, well, that might work. You know what I think I'm gonna like better? Is if maybe I don't have this layer flagged. Maybe if we just did it regular. Because if these go across here, that straight across, unless we did something like this. It's like this layer is almost getting lost under there. So I'm thinking what I want to do is, let's try some cherry cobbler under there. What do you think, Tanya? Something to just kind of pop it out there? That might make it look a little bit better. You put those on there and then maybe just use this and cut it down. Maybe just cut it down to a tag size. But what we could do is, I didn't bring the dies from this set, which makes a really cute joy. We do have the stamp from last month's kit too that I brought with me. So I'm just gonna stamp that on there. I just need to find a block. And cherry cobbler. We'll see if this is straight. I think it might be a little crooked. It is a little crooked. So let's try something else. Let's try going this way. That'll just fit there. And then I'll trim it that way instead. Let's close this up so I don't make an inky mess. I think that needs to be re-inked. A lot of my stamps need to be re-inked because I've just been crafting so much. And let's trim this down a little bit. That might be kind of fun. might make it a little busy. All right, so let's see what this looks like. So if we put this here up on dimensionals, this will be here trimmed out. We can just put the joy on here and then put some red embellishments on there. Or should we add a bow? Oh, that might be kind of fun. Maybe the bow will be what I think what we're missing. What do you think? Of course, we could go from this angle too. That might work. Let me give some color to this bow and let's see what that does. I did bring a couple of blending brushes too. I grabbed a couple of my favorite colors. And Cherry Cobbler is one of those favorite colors. If you start out light, you can always add more color. So you can see how I always start off on the side just so I don't have a big blotch of color as I go to my paper that I'm gonna do my ink blending. I should probably make it darker. That looks a little too pink. You don't know until you try. I'd rather start out lighter and know that I need to add color than to have it be too dark and then not be able to make it lighter. I'm getting my fingers all red tonight, but that's all right. It'll wash. And part of it is this paper. This is like it's textured and it's almost got a little shimmer to it. Hello, Bonnie. Welcome. And I'm gonna cut these stripes off. I don't think I like it with the stripes. How are you tonight, Bonnie? Hello, Juju. I know it's a little early tonight. I thought maybe I was gonna miss everybody. Actually, I think I'm gonna fussy cut this because I don't like how that looks. Just block cut. It's just not working for me. All right, so a little fussy cutting to the rescue. I'm doing all right. Yeah, MacMan, I'm not sure if MacMan's watching because I am remote. He is back at the homestead with their granddaughter because I am at a girls' crafting weekend away. So he's holding down the fort. So Bonnie, you did your, I'm not sure how your color of the week works. Is that a group that you all use a pattern and you just add the color and whatever pattern you're using? And then everybody compares them? You probably can't see him off camera, but I am fussy cutting, Juju. You're a bad influence. actually fussy cutting this one kind of close. Don't ask me why. Because it's a little more challenging when you do it close like that. Luck of the draw, you pick 5 colors and a neutral color. You cut out a little piece of each color, put it on the board, and number it from 1 to 5. You don't count your neutral color. And that's the order that you do your crocheting rows in. It's coming up to the season where I sometimes crochet, but the last couple of years I've been too busy doing my paper crafting that I haven't worked on any Afghans, because I do love to do Afghans. One of these days I'll go grab one of the Afghans that I've made. Of course, if you've ever been on my personal Facebook page, my profile like banner picture is a flag that's crocheted, and that's an Afghan that I've made. So if you're interested in seeing my crochet work, it's there. All right, I think I kind of like that a little bit better. Juju, did you rip up a magazine tonight? I didn't watch, but I'll try to catch some of your replay. So I'm gonna put these on here and just glue them. And then I'll trim off the extra. So I'm not gonna put the glue all the way to the top edge where I'm holding on to it, because some of that'll get cut off anyway. But I kind of like the color on the back side of here too. So we're just gonna pop that over here like this. I got a little heavy on some of the glue. Daphne's Diary magazine. $20 to $27 sounds like an expensive magazine. But if it's intended to be ripped up, I suppose you get what you pay for, right? I would be afraid to rip up something that expensive. I went a little overboard on my glue. That happens every once in a while. So all I'll do with this is I'll let it set, and I'll use probably like my embossing buddy. I'll de-stickify some of those, and then I'll either just leave them, or I'll use my eraser to take those off. Now the other thing we could do is use, I should have thought about this before, we could have used the lighter side, but that won't go with the background of the joy. So there are a couple of things. Oh, the shipping was $27. Wow. Stuff is super expensive to ship. All right. So that one's meant to be ripped up, okay. See, whenever I buy magazines, they're not the kind of magazines you buy for designs for books, but I'll start reading a magazine, and then I'll rip off the cover and as far as I've read in it, so that I don't have to page through all that stuff again when I go back to finish reading it. All right, so let's put this here. My glue bottle is almost empty, so some of my glue is pouring out uncontrollably when I try to put it on here. All right, so let's just trim these little pieces And I could have, had I thought about this earlier, I could have glued these pieces on first and then die cut both the layers at the same time, right? That probably would have made more sense than trying to get these trimmed off nice. But it is what it is. Hindsight's always 20/20, they say, right? We might not even like this version of the card, who knows? Okay, so that looks pretty good. I don't know if I like that bow though. The bow looks fake compared to the rest of this stuff. So those of you that are still here, you can let me know if you think I should use the paper bow or if I should wait until I get back to the studio and put on a satin ribbon one or a baker's twine one maybe. And then this layer I'm going to put up on dimensionals. Yeah, I wasn't paying close attention today to what the other gals were making. I know they made like an angel, a pair of angels that it's all made out of wood, but the angels are actually made out of grocery grocery bag paper, twine. Yeah, I think twine will look better too, Bonnie. So anyway, they had these angel templates, and they had to glue the grocery bag together so it was thicker. And then they painted them, and they look like painted metal, like for just a home decor Christmas item. Looks really cool. And then what else did they do? Oh, they made a bunch of little little crates with like pine foliage sort of things, and then wooden gingerbread guys that they painted. It's super cute. But I don't know where she put hers, and I don't want to go digging through some of her stuff. They've started to kind of pack things up because we're leaving tomorrow. No, I didn't really know what they were making because I'm at one end of the tables just kind of doing my own thing, and they were working on their things. Oh, they did some metal buckets today too that one of the gals was using her Cricut and cutting out stencils, and then they painted them. I know one had a cow on it, and yeah, I think if we put, I think this is too much going on there. Do you think? The stripes make it seem like a lot. But maybe if I had that narrower, maybe it wouldn't look like quite so much. Tomorrow I'm gonna work with Jill. I think she's gonna be making that that coffee can, whatever it is, home decor piece. And I might do that with her. That looked pretty cool. I worked on a lot of paperwork stuff. I was sorting out some of my notes. I did get a couple of old kits done that I had like for classes where I've prepared kits, and you know I had leftovers, so I got those done. I'll use those for some Christmas, and I did some CPR stuff too, instructor renewal things. So I did a mix of things. Of course, I didn't, I really lounged around in my hotel room too. Hello, Susan Johnson. So that I don't even think I came down till maybe close to 11 o'clock. Oh, you saw Wicked, huh? I saw Wicked when it was on Broadway, so like the live production. What do we think of that? Does that look a little bit better? Rather than the thick banner with the joy? So there's the thick version. Here's this one. So Bonnie, I don't know if I explained, when she does her crafting thing, everybody that comes kind of brings their own things and they just all work on their own things. It's not like a big joint, let's do every project together sort of thing. It's not like a planned retreat. It's like a getaway where you bring the stuff that you want to work on. So my table was actually nice and clean today. Yeah, I think the thin one looks better too. All right, so let's go ahead and glue this down. And I will find some baker's twine once I get back to the studio. And we'll add that on there. And then I think I'll put this on some dimensionals. The dimensionals I used for this were from the kit, and they're a little thinner than the normal ones. So I think I can probably just use thinner ones on that too, and it won't be too thick for the Postal Service. I think it'll still work good. I don't think I brought my tweezers though. So I have to kind of fight through this with just my fingers to get these little pieces on here. Yeah, when I saw, so Susan, yeah, I agree that the live shows are good, but the movies are good too. My son and I had seen Phantom of the Opera in New York when he was going to school out there. We saw it on Broadway. And then when it came to the movie theater, we saw that too, and it was quite impressive. They did a good job on the movie. I still prefer the live version, but hello, Yuda. Welcome. All right. Is that kind of in the middle, I hope? And then let's put some of these on. I probably should have cut out the center of the joy. Do you think I need to cut that out? I just don't think it'll look quite nice if I fussy cut it, because it might not be that straight. Should I try to cut that out or not? Does it look like there's too much white in the joy? Yuda, my day was good. How was yours? I was inside crafting for like 13 hours now. A couple of breaks to go make some more tea, have little snacks. All right, thanks, Juju. Whew, you're saving me from having to fussy cut more. That one's gonna be obnoxious. All right. So I'm thinking I have Wink of Stella. Oh, you went for a hike. Nice. What's the temperature like by you, Yuda? Oh, that's got lots of shimmer on there now. That's a game changer right there. That looks really nice. +8 Celsius. That sounds kind of cold. So I don't know with the lighting if you can see the shimmer of the Wink of Stella. Yep, there we go. That looks kind of cool. All right, so there's one of our alternate versions. Yeah, and I think this, with it being brushed, it looks too pink to me, so I'm not gonna use that one. All right, let's clean off this Joy. A little bit of snow on the hills, huh? I bet it's pretty. All right, so there's our first one. I got a lot going on my fingers here. So let's set this off to the side and decide what we want to do next. So I have another piece of Mossy Meadow ready to go because, of course, I try to do 2. And I was kind of thinking with one of those boxes, I cut all the tabs off. So I cut the tabs off, and that's kind of small, but we could probably do something like this, maybe trim them down a little bit more. Let's trim this like in half and see what it looks like. I'll cut these shorter too. That's still got a bit of the fold on it. Part of the score is on that one. Let me fix that. So we could do something like this. Maybe make a couple of these more thin. Of course, that one's not straight either now, is it? But then I had I think it's my 2-inch punch. What do you think of something like that? That circle probably looks a little small, huh? Maybe I should scrap that idea. Maybe let's find another box. Maybe I'll go back to my original thought. And trim a layer. It's kind of wide. So I was thinking we could make a pocket out of this too. And we could trim this down and make a couple of tags for a pocket card. But it might work out better if this was actually flatter for a card. This might work better in a journal. Maybe trim these corners so they're mitered. Let's see how that works. Could put a little wreath on there with a pocket. Use your ribbon out front. This one. Like so. And maybe just use a red tag. Red and white tags. Does that look too pink with the red? But this looks okay here, because we could always make white tags or green tags. Because I could emboss in here too. All right, so the pocket down near the bottom, on the bottom half, or more centered. Maybe like here. Or up higher because of the wreath and the bow. What are we thinking? Turn the red around. The red bow. So we want a white bow. Because if I turn the red bow around, it's got color on it. See what the bow looks like on the green tag? No, on the red tag. But not the red tag. You like the bow, but not the red tag. And then put it over the white to see what that looks like. Like as a tag, like this. Red tag a little higher. I'm not keeping up with the comments here. Not the white. Now put the bow on the tag. Put the wreath and the bow on the tag. Oh, like this? Ah. Put the wreath and the bow on the tag. Not white. So the red bow. Turn the red tag around. This one. Crazy. See, sometimes it's hard for me to follow instructions. I hope you're all laughing. Not white. Put the wreath and the bow on the tag. Turn the red tag around. So this is a red tag. The red bow on the wreath. So is this the combination we're thinking? Oh. Or maybe I should just put the tag and not put this at all on this card. All right, Botany, the comments are a little delayed. All right, so Bonnie, I'm trying to back up to see what you said. See, Susan, I just saw your comment that you're laughing and your head is exploding. I'm glad I'm so entertaining because that's what it's all about, right? All right, so the white and the green tags in the pocket. Okay. Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, I don't care for this bow much either. I can use a fabric bow when I get back to the studio. All right, so. So, the white and the green tags in the pocket. You don't like the bow at all. All right, I'm with you. I'm with you on that because the bow, this bow to me looks too fake, quite honestly. The wreath on the pocket. And then we also have these little tags that I could put something on for a sentiment if we wanted to put, like Merry Christmas. Put the green tag over the white one and go home and, well, I'm not gonna drive home tonight, but I'll do it when I get home tomorrow. Put the green tag over the white pocket. Put the green tag over the white pocket and go home and put a regular bow on there and forget the wreath. All right, so take the wreath off. So do we even need the white? Do we even need the pocket? So now Yuta's saying the wreath on the pocket. Bonnie's saying I need to make 2 cards to make you both happy. Let's see here. All right, don't ditch me yet. We'll figure this out, right? You'll figure it out fine. Thanks. Let me get rid of some of my debris. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna do, let's do a landscape card. So let's score it at 5.5. Always dots. 4.25. All right, so let's do this. How did that happen? I'm gonna have to turn that one into layers because somehow I cut part of the edge of that one. All right, so what if we put the pocket here? And then made short tags. Or maybe on this one I could put the wreath and the tag. And then put a gift card in here. Or a little short tag or something. Don't use that bow. I know, I'm not gonna use the bow. Use the red tag. So we've got the stripy tag or the red tag. Turn it over to the white. All right, so that, this one to the white? Or this one, because this one, if I turn it over, there's green edges, which I think takes away from the bow or the wreath. There's 2 different wreaths too. There's also the holly wreath. Maybe I should layer these like we did on the boxes. They were layered, I think, weren't they? Yeah. There were 2. So don't use that bow. Use the red tag with the green under it. So we could do this one over the white, put the wreath on. Oh, no, green, then red. All right, so like this green and this red with the wreath on it. Bonnie, don't you just hate it that you you can't explain to me that I can understand? Oh, I get it. So you wanted the red tag with the green under it, right? There we go. Green, then red, then the wreath. Put both the wreath on top of the white with the green on the bottom. Over the white, like this? Like 3 tags? Or over the pocket? Over the white wood. You guys are cracking me up. Put both the wreath. Okay, so I've got both wreaths. No, yes. Oh, Bonnie, Bonnie, Bonnie. Okay, so I'm trying to go back to these notes here. Yes, that's it. So like this. And do I need the pocket or should I just cut that flat? Because this I've got with the tabs in here to make it a pocket. Maybe I don't need a pocket. Maybe I just need to make it like a belly band across the card. How about that? Yeah? And then we need some kind of sentiment on here, right? So just a little white tag with the sentiment. So I need the pocket, but flatten it. So if I just make it like a belly band across the card, will that work? Okay, glue it. I'm gluing it. Juju says glue it. Let's glue it. All right. We are going to trim this up a little bit so I have straight edges. You guys are just saying it's good so that I'll stop and then we can all like go on with our lives, right? All right. So we need this to go to 4 1/4. By George, I think we've got it. All right. So here's our little band. And I'm gonna take my bone folder and just kind of smooth out these score lines a little bit. And I'm gonna use tear and tape on this because it's shiny on one side. Hey, don't tempt me with a drink because I've got Tippy Cow in here. And I'm feeling like I could do some Tippy Cow. You all will have to come to Wisconsin so we can have a Tippy Cow party. Now, mind you, I don't drink very much. Like alcohol, I do not drink much alcohol. But Tippy Cow's pretty good. I think I've mentioned before, the orange tastes like a creamsicle, like popsicle. So I actually brought big bottles because I shared it. But they weren't full, they were partial bottles. So one of them we emptied out because I don't want to have to take it home. And then that was the orange one. I think the orange one is the one that, no, maybe it was the mint one. No, it's the orange one that's gone. So we still have the mint one. And then I have some little bottles too. Yeah, tipping a cow and Tippy Cow are totally different things. All right, so we're back to this. I'm gonna put these two together and then I'm gonna put them on dimensionals because they need to be raised up. Oh, got a little overzealous with the glue again. I don't know what's up with me and the glue today. Well, actually I do. It's that bottle's almost empty, so it's spitting at me. I think I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, because that way when we put the wreath in the middle and a sentiment, if I wanna put the sentiment on dimensionals, then it's not gonna make it too thick to mail. All right, so like so. And I will put some maybe green and red. I didn't bring twines with me today. So, silly me. We're gonna do, I think I'm gonna do the holly behind it. So let me just put a little glue dots. They're here somewhere. Here they are. Oh, and then I forgot, do we want to use the lighter green? Maybe the lighter green, that looks good. I'll put the glue dots on the back of here. And then, boy, do we dare do another card with the fiasco this one just was? I think the next one might go a little better, we'll see. Because I did have something in mind for that one. We'll see if what's in my head can be communicated a little more clearly. You need to turn that memory into a journal page, Juju. What memory here? Finish gluing the scrap page together. Oh, the cow, that it didn't end up well? That's funny. Yes, turn that into a memory page. All right. Okay, that looks pretty good. And I'm gonna use some little dimensionals on here. I think, can I get these so that they don't show? I better cut those in half. Because otherwise they're gonna be too big. They'll probably show. Well, thanks for not giving up on me, gals. Oh. And I actually slept really good last night. I clocked in 6.5 hours of sleep, which is pretty amazing for me. Pretty amazing. Because I think I didn't get to sleep till around 3 in the morning. It wasn't for not trying, because I did try to get to sleep earlier. It just didn't happen. All right, we're getting there. All right. Let's put that back on there. Maybe we can use that one again. Oh, maybe not, because it's clinging on to me. All right. Oh, I'm excited. This one's coming together finally. How long did it take you guys to explain to me what I needed to do? All right. We all got a good laugh out of it though, right? Yeah? How's that look? And then I'm gonna take my punch and I'm gonna do a little circle punch out of this edge so that it matches the shape of this. And then we'll put Merry Christmas on there because I already have that on a block. Put some red bling on the ring. Yeah, on the wreath. Don't let me forget that. You guys let me slip by without putting that on last night. I did fix those though. I think I fixed those before you ladies came online with me. So last night I forgot to put the little berries on. So I put those on today when I started tonight's thing. So, all right. Oh, and then I didn't get that good. Man. All right, let's try that again. I was too busy looking at the other pieces that had berries on them. Let's try this again. I need to move this down just a little bit so I can see better. There, that worked. So let's try to do this again. And that'll go right to the edge and we won't have to see any weird edges. Oh, I like that, you guys. All right, dimensionals on the back of here. I can use big ones for that. All right, it was a struggle, but we did it. I hope you ladies got as good a laugh out of that as I did. That was pretty funny. All right, so I'm just gonna put that right under the edge there. Cute. All right, berries. Here they are. Oh, we should probably put them on the wreath, right? Well, we're gonna have to do more than 3. 1, 2, 3. And we already have 4. So I'm gonna do 5. And I think this needs double dimensionals because it looks a little flat. A little sunken in the middle. All right, 2 more to the rescue. Right on top. Because like I said, these are thinner than our regular ones. So let's try this again. Fun. All right, and then I'll add some red and or green twine. Or I have the golden white. The golden white twine might look good, but I don't think I brought that with me. Let me just glance around. I didn't use it today, but I don't remember if I brought it with me. I thought about it. No, I don't see it, so I don't think I brought it with me. But I will add those, I will add that, and then I'll add a layer in here too. Cute! All right, whew. That was a struggle, but I think it turned out really good. I like it. All right, so let me reset here. And, oh, I do have, oh, the crumb cake would work with that maybe. Let's see how this looks. Let's put these back together. Resort our supplies here. All right. Keep these things kind of together. All right, let's try this again. All right, I think I'm kind of reset. Whew, are you guys getting dizzy yet? Wow. Good job, Bonnie. That was a struggle. All right, so let's see if, let's just run this through like this. I think this might be pretty cute with the beige or crumb cake. I probably should have put this on before I put the glue dots on, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Let's see if I can make a tiny bow. That may be the real test. That was a nice ride on the struggle bus. I love that. Yes, it was. I had a good laugh though. I hope you guys did too. And I think part of the problem is because the comments come through and they're a little delayed. So you guys are probably thinking, oh my gosh, Lori is so stupid tonight. Give me some grace. It's all good. right, this one I made a little bit longer. So hopefully it'll be a little bit easier for me to tie. I think that's kind of cute with the basic beige twine. What do you think? Is that working? You guys feeling it? Or do I need red? Good thing I had all those high-stress jobs in my adult career. They got me ready for this pressure. Yeah, what do you think of those? Is that all right? I kind of like how the colors there kind of tie it together, don't you think? You can disagree if you want. I understand. I don't mind if you don't agree with me. All right, cool. All right, so that's 2 cards. But wait, there's more. I have an idea for one more because I love this embossing folder, this traditional wreath embossing folder. I already put a small layer through the embossing folder, and we could just layer it on here. Now I'll probably make another layer with the, I really like this one. That's really fun. That's really pretty. So anyway, I like this wreath embossing folder, but then I thought what I would do is I cut out, and this is my 2-inch circle. We could put more wreath stuff on here, and maybe I would do it in the lighter versions, or maybe not, and let the wreath embossing folder frame. I think I need to trim that a little bit. And then I could put embossing, do the sentiment with embossing powder, sending you a little Christmas cheer. What do you think of that? Do you think that would work? Yes, that looks good. That card is almost the same way I did my cards last year for Christmas. No way. Oh yeah, that would be fun. So this tag card or this one here? I think I need a layer of red behind here. So let's trim this out a little bit. Let's see how big this is. And I did the embossing folder because it's irregularly shaped. So it's kind of like almost a rectangle sideways. So I turned my cardstock so that it would be a little more square, you know, rectangle, following the rectangle cut of the paper, if that makes sense. It might not even make sense. I don't know. It made sense in my head. All right, so let's see how big we need this piece. And tomorrow, I can't decide if I want to do the Brushed with Beauty class stuff or if I want to work on a scrapbooking page from my husband's retirement. I stashed a lot of his memorabilia from when he retired, and I thought, oh, I'll make a scrapbook. And I've got it all in the book, but it's just laying loose. All right, so this and this. And then I thought we could emboss the Sending a Little Christmas Cheer. What do you think of that one? And I wonder if I could also, oh, this is ripped. I need to do another one because that split. I wonder, I'm just thinking if I could get that embossed on that whole layer, that would look cool too, but I can't quite get it embossed all the way. All right, so let's see. I need a block. And I brought all the embossing things. Make sure I have white, not clear. And I already have this all plugged in. So Bonnie, your card was mostly pastel, light colors from last year. That would be fun to see. That's why you were so good at the design, because you already had it in your head. That's all right, I'm good with that. And you can see already, this is where I got the circle from, but it's going to be covered up, so it won't matter. Oh, we could even do that. What do you think of those kind of canted like that? Do you think that's an addition, or does it detract from the design? Straight or canted? No, you don't like it? Or no, it doesn't detract? Canted or straight? Straight. Okay. Looks a little more classy, right? All right, so let's glue these two together. And I'm gonna sit down again. This table is so much lower than my studio table because I can stand really easily at my studio table and not bump my head on the camera. Oh, I forgot I had a hole in that cherry cobbler layer. So I've got glue here, which is fine. It's not gonna hurt anything, except it could have made a little bit of a mess. All right. And then we'll do dimensionals here. Surprisingly, I've gone through a lot of dimensionals today. A bunch of those kits that I had ready for classes that were left over must have had layers. Sorry, it's just easier for me if I do this all at once. And I could do these into smaller ones. Otherwise, I'm picking them up and putting my scissors to them and taking them down, and it's just a nuisance. We'll put little ones here and here. Got them all. I feel like I'm in the park, you know, when they have those tools and they poke the trash. That was convenient. That's what I feel like sometimes. All right. I think that's pretty good. And I specifically did not put any dimensionals in the middle there because I want to put dimensionals on this. I probably should have put the straight edges toward the middle. And the angled pieces to the outside, but it doesn't really matter. And then let's do some glue dots. Random fun from today. You know, you were collecting boulders. Like boulder sounds really big to me. For his rock garden as part of your hike. And you found a big pocket full of tiny peridot gems. No way. That's pretty cool. I hope on that other wreath, did I take the glue dot covers off? I don't remember. Yes, I did. I don't remember doing that. Maybe I flicked them off with my finger, maybe that's why. I do remember having dots on my placemat. That is very cool, Yuda. That is neat. I don't have such luck when I go hiking. Of course, it's been years since I've gone hiking. So I suppose you have to hike in order to get those kind of treasures, right? And is peridot kind of greenish? Or is that like a gold? I'll have to look it up. I know my emeralds, rubies, sapphires, amethyst, and diamonds, but not so much peridots. Yes, green, okay. Green is what I thought at first, right? I think I said green first. Just trying to get this centered a little bit so that the red behind there is equally visible. It's green, your daughter's birthstone. My mother's birth was in August as well, so maybe that's why I kind of knew in the back of my head maybe what it was. And she liked green too. I remember growing up, our kitchen was like what the old olive is now. And I seem to remember being really sick of that color when I was growing up because it was all green and pink in our house. Because it was a 1960s house, you know. And now I love that old olive. Maybe it's just a connection to my mom, I'm not sure. All right, so then I think we need some dots on here too, don't you? What a cool find though, Yuda. Avocado green in the kitchen, yeah, avocado green. That's what they did call it, avocado, which is kind of similar to our old olive that Stampin' Up! Has. But yeah, avocado green, that's exactly what my mom called it. And she loved avocados too, and I couldn't stand them as a kid, and now I like avocado. Go figure. All right, there we go. And look, I still have lots more pieces. I don't think I'll be doing any more of the boxes, although the boxes are super cute. So these are the ones that I did last night. Super cute. I like the fact that the second one we did, though, I stamped it upside down according to the instructions so that it actually is readable when you flip it up. And then these three from tonight. I love them all. This tag one is going to be memorable for me, though. I love that one. Got a good laugh out of that one. So, I think 3 cards is pretty good. Of course, it's been about an hour and a half. I came on just a little bit early. Three cards is pretty good. It would have gone faster if I could have understood this one a little bit better. I was struggling. All right, very cool, ladies. Thank you for the inspiration and the collaboration. It's always a joy. Tonight it was a little more joyous than some nights because you really got a good laugh going for me. Appreciate that. And tomorrow I will be back in the saddle in the home studio. I'm not sure exactly what time we're leaving here tomorrow. It's nice to know I'm in good company, right? So tomorrow, I'm not sure what time we're leaving here tomorrow. We have the room, I guess, until 5 o'clock. I will not be here that long though, because I do need to get home because MacMan has been with our granddaughter all weekend, and while he is enjoying his time with her, she goes back by her mama tomorrow. So I want to make sure that I get to see her a little bit tomorrow before she has to go back home. So I am all organized, cleaned up for tomorrow. I think this goes there. And we're going to call it a night. Thank you all so much. All right. And I'll see you maybe like in 23-ish hours or so. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And until next time, happy crafting.